Okay, I really don't want to do this right now because I'm tired. And I do not want to put on something skin tight right now. But we're going to try on my wetsuits. I think it's time to face the music. So let's back up a little bit. I started paddleboarding this summer, kind of turned into a thing after my father passed away. It was a way for me to get out of the house, be in nature, and enjoy myself and find some beautifulness, so to speak, in the world and in my life at a time where it felt really difficult to do that. And I was super excited. And at the time, like during the actual summer season when it was really hot, and our summer season here is short. I live in the Pacific Northwest, and it's usually like 8 to 10 weeks of really bad heat. Now, granted, that heat is getting worse and worse. You used to be able to live here without having air conditioning, and you just put some fans on and open the windows at night. That is no longer an option. The last 5 years, the wildfires have been so horrific that you can't open the windows. And even if you could, the temperatures are extreme. I'm talking like 97 to 115. Like, it's insane. So a lot has changed in this area, but it's still a short summer season. Not a short fire season, but a short summer season. So all this time I've been thinking about, what do I do at the end of the summer? Because I don't want to stop paddleboarding. I want to be able to keep paddleboarding as long as possible. And again, even if I stretch it out, it's still not going to be that long because most of the lakes are in the mountains, which means they're going to get snow faster and they're going to freeze over pretty quickly. And the soonest that I can hope to access them is probably around June. So no matter what I do, there's not a really foolproof way to stretch the season much longer than it already is. At best, I think I can make it June to maybe mid-October. But the only way to do that is with a wetsuit at the beginning of the season and the end of the season. However, am I actually gonna do this? Am I actually gonna go out and paddleboard again? Right now, my answer is a solid no, because the wildfires are so bad. I don't want to be outside at all. I don't want to go out there. My respiratory issues are really bad right now. The last thing that I want to do is go out when the AQI is in the red zone. No, thank you. I don't even know if I'll have the opportunity to have clean air again before winter. So the chance of me going out right now with the air pollution factored in is kind of low. And then also, like, realistically speaking, am I gonna really do this? Like, am I gonna feel comfortable enough to go out and paddleboard by myself now that the school year has started again and there's probably not gonna be a lot of people out there? And like, am I gonna do this at all? And the reason I'm asking these questions is because wetsuits are expensive. Wetsuits are expensive. And so I don't know. Is this a good investment of my money, or should I just let it go and save this money and put it toward a canoe or a kayak so that I can just do that instead of paddleboarding when it gets too cold? I don't know. I don't know. It seemed like a good idea at the time. Right now I'm like, I don't know. But let's get into it. I have 2 wetsuits right now, even though I bought multiple wetsuits at one time so I could try on different sizes. None of them fit. So right now I'm trying to figure out what to do. So I have the original wetsuit that I bought in a group and had to sort through the sizes to see which one fit best. I don't even know if this one fits best. I realized I don't know what I'm doing. I've never worn a wetsuit before. And then I have another wetsuit right here that I haven't even opened yet. And the chances of it fitting are pretty slim. So we're gonna try these on, give them a comparison and see what works and sort through that. Truly, truly, I hate putting wetsuits on. It is awful. Okay, here we go. Choice number 1. Whew, this thing is snug. So here are some of my issues. Like, this is very uncomfortable. I don't love this at all. Like it feels very tight. The torso feels very tight. It's hot, but I guess that's a good thing if I fall in the water. And then another issue is there's a little bit of gaping right here on my back. And I don't know, like as far as I understand, it's not supposed to gape. It's supposed to be completely, like, it's supposed to be skin tight, and it's not. So, and like right here, gape. I don't want it any tighter. I mean, this is very, it's intense. This is an intense feeling. Like, I don't love this at all. It feels a little panicky because I feel so closed in, and this whole area right here, like I said, is very, very tight and uncomfortable. So it's a little uncomfortable. I can sit down, so that's okay. And I do like that these have grippy, like plasticky pieces on the knees, so that, I don't know if you can see the sheen on that. So when I'm on my paddleboard, I will not slide off, which is great. But yeah, it's like, this is extremely uncomfortable. Like, I am extremely uncomfortable. I feel like the only reason that one would wear a wetsuit is to be in the water. Like, I don't want to wear this out of the water. I feel like this is not a comfortable, this is not a comfortable garment. I also love this though, even though I don't love this area. I love the piping on this, or I don't know what you would call this. Of course, I would use a baking term. Haha. I just think it's a fun little detail of it. I feel like this is the only right size. I mean, I don't think I could get, like, the medium is just not, it wouldn't have worked. I don't think I could have breathed in the medium. To me, this is the only feasible size, the large. But I don't know. Oh, excuse me. Oh God, it's so hard to get out of these. First thoughts, this thing is choking me. This is really riding up my butt. Is actually, so it's a size 12, not a large, but that is one size bigger than I normally would get. This one is actually a little bit more comfortable than the other one. The other one is very, very stiff. Yeah, like this, I don't have any problem. I mean, a little bit, it's a little tight in the upper back, but that's fine. That's much better. It's way tighter in the butt area. Like, I don't even want to turn around. I'm gonna have to look at some point, but I'm very uncomfortable with that. Like, it feels fine when I'm bending over or sitting, but just standing, like, it feels like it's, like there's pressure there that shouldn't be there. Like, I don't know what's going on back there. I don't know. Yeah, like this whole area of the crotch is a little tight. And then I'm feeling excessive fabric. Definitely some excessive fabric back here again. But of the two, I like this one way better. Way, way better. Like, this is a huge improvement on that one. I didn't even think it could be better. This one also has reinforced no skid knees. So I would say for this one, my biggest complaint is this area here. Like, this is very uncomfortable. I'd almost rather be more uncomfortable up here, although I can breathe much easier in this one, and that's important. I want to be able to breathe. And this, yeah, this area is like, it feels weird. Now, if I'm gonna keep one, it would definitely be this one. I feel like Catwoman. All right, I think that I'm going to change out of this because it's very hot. And I'm gonna get back in my normal clothes, and then we'll debate this just a second. Okay, now my hair is all wonky because I just put this shirt back on. So guess what? That did not help me at all. I don't feel like I know what to do at this point. I think that the quality on them would be perfect for what I need them for, and certainly good for the price point, but they don't fit super well and they don't feel good at all. You know, the reason that I wanted to buy a wetsuit in the first place is because if I'm going to be out on my paddleboard standing up, the chances of me falling out and into the water are going to be higher. And when it's colder, obviously, that's a concern. I want to be able to protect myself from hypothermia. However, the more I try on wetsuits, the more I realize how uncomfortable they are. And really, I know people are going to laugh at me for this, but I'm pretty sure I'm getting the vibe that wetsuits are meant to be wet. You know what I'm saying? Like, they need to be worn in the water. So I have this feeling that having a wetsuit that I'm using to primarily, like, ideally to not be in the water at all. And even if I fall in a time or two, it would be like 90 to 95% of the time I would not be in the water. This isn't like surfing where you're like in and out of the water over and over again. This is like, I don't want to be in the water. I'm trying not to get into the water. The wetsuit is like a backup emergency item. And as such, I'm starting to feel like this is maybe not a good idea because they're not meant to be worn that way. And I feel like, am I gonna even use it if I'm that uncomfortable? Like, it is hella uncomfortable wearing those things. I don't like it. I don't feel good. I don't like any part of that experience. I think it might be cool to wear in the water, but I don't want to be in the water. That's like the whole point. So I don't know. I don't know what to do at this point. I'm almost feeling like maybe this isn't a good idea. I don't know. Like, I don't think I'm going to put it on. I don't think I'm going to use it. I don't think I'm going to want to use it. I don't feel good using it. I'm not sure I'm even going to be venturing out to paddleboard by myself in the early spring and late fall. Like, I don't know. I'm not sure. But also the idea of not getting the chance to go paddleboarding again until next year. I don't even want to think about that. Like, that breaks my heart. Like, I want to go on at least one more run if my back will let me. I don't know. Welcome to my world of indecision. Thanks for joining me.